Hello, merry meet. So, I want to review Llewellyn's Witches Datebook 2015. Now I'm a little bit late with these books. I generally buy several of Llewellyn's calendar type books each year. I usually review them, but I haven't had time to get into them. So yeah. So let's just look at this one. It's spiral bound. So I think that is really intended and could be quite practical to just have in your purse. So yeah, like all the years, these is books that are illustrated. They are quite pretty, and the first part of the book are basically articles. Oh, look, listen to that. This is the problem with spiral bound books. They squeak. With that has some articles. It's almost like a magazine in a book format, in addition to the almanac section. So yes, what do we have? We have how to use Llewellyn's Witches Datebook, which just tells you about the book and how they have used it and suggestions. Playday magic, automatic writing, relaxation now, seduction magic, moon mayhem. So let's look at these articles. Basically, the how to use it just tells you how to use it to plan various things, all from your hand fasting to rituals and all those things. Tells you what the various symbols used in the book are. It's practical. This book, one thing that has, which of course is a minor issue, it does have pages that love one another. It's sometimes difficult to get them apart. So we have Playday Magic, which is basically about magic for children. And some people are completely against children practicing magic, but I'm saying if Christians can bring their children to church and tell them to pray, what's wrong with them practicing magic when they call it magic? It's the same thing. Now, I'm completely against forcing religion on children, but I also don't think they should be completely shielded from it. If the parents are religious, of course, children will end up taking part in that part of the parents' lives as well. What I don't think is right is to force children into it. If they are interested, here you have a spinning top charm, stuffed animal magic, jigsaw puzzle spell, magical hide go seek, more magical fun, and I think these are really cute. Now I don't have children myself, so but some of these I might try because hey, what's the point if you can't have a bit of fun with your craft, and why should children be the only ones that have fun? And then we have automatic writing, which just goes into that form of divination, which is quite interesting. It's an okay article. It's not over the top amazing, but it is a pretty good for just a short article about that subject. And of course, if that then sounds interesting, you can always then buy books or look more into it. Here's more illustrations. The book is full of these little drawings here and there. It also have a ritual for automatic writing, an automatic writing ritual. I quite like that one. And then we have relaxation now, which basically talks about breathing exercises and all sort of things, gazing at patterns, mantras, listening to soothing music, visualizations and massages, and all of the things that can help you relax, because that can be important. Then one have seduction magic. Well, yeah, I should say what I think about the relaxation now chapter. It's okay, but it's about anything you can find in any lady magazine currently. So yeah. Then you have seduction magic, which is sort of cute. It tells about the different types of spells and magic you can use for livening things up. So yeah. But what's interesting in it is that it also talks about how you can use seduction magic on other elements. Because just as you try to seduce a lover to get them to make love to you, you can seduce money or good fortune and such to come to you. So that's sort of interesting. But it's relatively generic. So yeah. Then you have Moon Mayhem, which basically talks about lunar influences and those kinds of things, and how you can the moon void, of course, which is within astrology, can affect your magic and all of that. And then we are on to the calendar slash seventh sense part of it. So yes, those are usually, most of the days are like this, where you can see here, you have these little symbols, which tells you what basically moon phase it is, what gods rule it, and all of those things. And that's sections you have, for example, you have New Year's days and Canva signs, which is basically all about little all sorts of holidays and rituals and such you can do. And put into it are little bits of information like this, which is somewhat interesting, little mini articles, and of course more artwork. So here's another, those little mini articles, and those are related to the days they are placed with. So yeah, that's about it for what this book contains. It also has some appendixes where it has some about the authors, the articles and such. It has an appendix with basically daily magical influences, color correspondences, lunar phases, the moon signs, and eclipses and full moons and planetary retrographs, which can be quite useful. And we have a moon void, of course, data for 2015. And of course we then have some ads for more books to buy. And at the end of it we have some notes. So yeah. Well, so what do I think about this book? Well, it's a date book. And as a date book, if you're going to get a date book and you are a practitioner of the craft, this might be a book to consider because it has a lot of information that are relevant to you, like various forms of holidays, what energy is associated with which day, what gods are associated with which day, and so on. It helps you plan out rituals and plan your magical life. So if what you want is a date book, then this book is pretty good. It's decent, and unlike a lot of these calendars and almanacs that Llewellyn produces, this is actually a date book. The majority of it is like this. It's things where you can write, I have a dentist appointment, and all of those things. It just has the magical information in addition. Now, for the articles, if what you're getting this book for are the articles, I would say wait, because, well, some of the articles are interesting. As soon as 2015 is over, this book is going to be dirt cheap, and you can get it for $1 or $2, and then that might be worth it for those articles. But if you're not interested in the datebook part, it's no point in buying it now. So yeah, the articles were not as good this year as they were last year, but they're decent. All around, this is a decent book. It's a good magical date book, and it has those little articles in addition, just as a little bonus. And yeah, I do like the those little mini articles that tells you about magical and spiritual aspects of the time of year that you are in. It all makes it come together quite nicely, and I think there's a lot of pretty artwork in here. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good buy. So, is this book worth anything when 2015 is over? Well, the articles are there, and many of the mini articles, of course, is the same year after year after year. But the meat of the book, of course, will not be relevant, which is the Datebook. But the articles, both the big ones and the little ones, can still be useful. So yeah, I say that if you're watching this video in 2017 or 2020 or whatever, and you have seen this book on eBay or something like that for a few dollars, yeah, sure, it can be useful. But I wouldn't go above a few bucks because there are only a few articles and they're only a few pages long each. So yeah, that is my review of Llewellyn's Witch's Datebook 2015. It's decent. I'll give it 7 out of 10. I hope you have enjoyed this review. Have a great day. Blessed be.